Delusions are fixed false beliefs, meaning that they are beliefs unfounded in reality that will not be swayed even with evidence to the contrary. You could have beliefs that a celebrity is in love with you, or that you are being spied upon and your apartment is bugged, or you could believe in entire different realms and dimensions like I did. I had a lot of different delusions that were whole worlds beyond what I was experiencing in actual reality. A lot of times I believed that I was able to jump through portals into other dimensions. I believed that I existed between separate planes at once, and I could have 1 foot in reality and 1 foot in another dimension. So this was relatively common for me pretty much on a daily basis to believe that I was between worlds. One of the worlds that I was commonly inhabiting was called the night, and I felt quite comfortable in the night despite how scary it seemed at first. Basically, the night was the afterlife superimposed on top of normal reality, imposed upon the living. So in the afterlife, you would have spirits, I guess, who looked just like everyone else. And in every way, they seemed like everyone else because they would go about their life and do their laundry at the laundromat and buy groceries. And really the only distinction was that the people of the night only wore black. The night people lived peacefully amongst the living on this shared plane of existence. And I was the only person who could tell they were there. Normal living people would not know that they were intermingling with the night people. But because I was chosen or whatever, right? I thought I was special. I could see them, but I didn't really interact with them. I let them go about their way, and I felt comforted by the night people. They were just going about their life, doing what they would normally do if they had been alive. They were just living out whatever they had left off, right? Wherever they had left off when they were living. And I felt like a little bit of an intruder because people who were living would wear colors. They would wear even white, but gray and black were specifically the people of the night. So I wanted to blend in with them. I didn't want to go noticed as a living soul. So I started wearing black. Black became a very comforting color to me because I felt somehow accepted by the night people, and I think that I never really fit in with the living people to begin with. Even outside of psychosis, I've never really felt like I fit in anywhere. So I just kept wearing black, even when I wasn't in that delusion, when I would be going through other things in my psychosis, other delusions and other hallucinations, I would just wear black because it had become my comfort color, For years after coming out of that psychotic episode, I was still wearing mostly black. And I started to get a reputation for being goth, even though I am not a goth. But that was how people perceived me because I was wearing so much black. And I didn't really realize that I was doing it. I was aware that I was wearing more black than before, because before going psychotic, my style had been completely different. I wore a lot of cottagecore things, a lot of pastels and earth tones and floral prints and light little cutesy plaid shirts, blouses, very, very feminine. And after psychosis, I just started wearing a lot of basic black t-shirts, started looking a little edgier, started doing my hair in crazier ways because I didn't really give a fuck anymore. I didn't really care about how people perceived me after that, because going through such a life-altering experience like psychosis left me feeling like I just didn't give a fuck. So I tried out whatever I wanted with my hair and stuff, and black was the one constant in this massive change. It took me a long time to realize that wearing black was a safety blanket for me, or whatever you call that, a comforting blanket to me. It just never really occurred to me until a few years later that how I had felt in the night realm, feeling safe, which is a very rare feeling in psychosis, feeling comfortable, feeling, any security at all, carried with me. It had carried with me, and by wearing black, I was creating this safety net for myself, and I was creating comfort. And it took so long to realize that was why, that it was because the one positive place that I had felt safe in psychosis was what I was trying to recreate in my normal life. So I think it's been 3 years since since my last episode, and like 5 or 6 years since the one where I was living in the night realm. And I don't wear as much black as I used to, but I still do wear black pretty frequently, because it is still a comforting color to me, and also because now I just own a lot of black clothes. I've incorporated more color into my outfits, but I'd say I wear like 50% black, 50% color, and I've just noticed that that's pretty common for a lot of people to wear black because it's a pretty standard color. So when you see people buy merchandise, a lot of times it's like black hoodies because it's universal. And that's just something I've noticed since I started wearing black a lot, that it is more common than I'd realized. And people have started to see me as I don't know, like the crutch girl because I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and less like the goth girl, and that's fine by me. So I guess that was just a life-altering experience for me, and that was something that changed how I perceived myself and how I dressed and presented myself. It was something that created an all-new part of my identity that wasn't there before, and in a lot of ways I am thankful for that. But at the other on the other end of that coin, I sure hope that I never have to go back to that place again. Even though it was the one positive place I lived in psychosis, it would be nice to just never, ever, ever go back to that.